everybody, welcome back to Disturbing Creations, and today I'm going to introduce a new project. So you guys know my daily, the 986. This is the first one I ever got, little roadster, and I never really liked them before until I bought this one, so I had to go out and buy another one. But this one is a stick. Now we're getting the car delivered tomorrow, and we're going to take you and walk around the entire car and show you, did we get a good deal or did we not? We got a few bonuses, and there's a few problems that we need to go through.
Alright, we're back with a new project. So the other one was so cool, I had to get a second one. This is a 2001 2.7 natural aspirated Porsche Boxster. So it has a couple of things wrong with it, of course, but everything seems to be running pretty good. I started to take the headlights here out already. I just wanted to throw them in so you could see. I'm going to clean these tonight, make them look new. The person I got it from said there was an invisible bra here, so this needs to be heated up and taken off. As you can see, it started to peel right here, so it's not going to look good. So all this needs to come off, especially if you wrap this car. You just can't wrap over that. So it's all black. Has tan interior. I'm not very happy about the tan, but I guess it's different. Other people like it. I just don't. So here's another problem. So this ignition, when you turn the key on, it'll go to start, but then it won't spring back. So it's like it's keep trying to turn on. So the guy was really nice. He gave me this ignition switch, and I actually looked it up on I did a little research on how to put this in. So the car does have a screen. The 2 DIN, he put an extra screen in it. I like it a lot. It synced. My buddy synced my phone up today, and now I can play music through this because now I only know motors and how to build race cars. I don't know all this kind of electrical stuff. But that guy I work with, he hooked it all up. It is stick, which is amazing. It looks a little different here, you know, around this area. I love it. It feels like a shorty throw shifter. It's right here. It doesn't, it's just amazing, you know. It really does the car a great justice when you can go from 5th gear and you want to pass and come down to 4th, and it kicks up the RPMs, and this car just flies. It really is stronger than my other one. So this one is a convertible also. It's got 130 on it. I took the back panel out here. It came tan or whatever color this is. I don't like this, so I'm trying to take it off as much as possible. So this thing on top weighs like these 2 panels weigh like 15 pounds. I like the black look with the silver. You guys comment down below and tell me if you like this look, or should I put the tan back in? I think it looks a little tougher, a little more new age because of the silver and black brings it back. So does convertible. They're all convertible. But this one has a problem. So there is a scratch, a rip here. It rained really bad yesterday. I was so nervous. I thought the car was going to be flooded, but luckily we took care of it. I fixed he did have a little flood problem. I'll show you guys that in another video as well. Right here, there's some plastic pieces, some rubber pieces that go in here, and there's a hole down here. If that gets plugged with anything, leaf or anything, there was a plastic plug in that one, and I didn't see it, so I pulled it out and all the water came out. I don't like these at all either. What do you guys think about this? I don't like any of the natural rims, and especially since these are all pitted, which means they're steel because they're chrome, and which also means that they're very heavy. So we're gonna get rid of those. I have a conversion kit like the other car that'll put my Ford Mustang rims on. So I think we're going to put some aluminum alloys and lighten the car up a little bit. There's a little bit of ding right here. Needs a little bit of body work. Most of this will go away with just some of those scratch repair kits. There's a little bit of the body it needs to be reassembled, but it's minimal. So we're going to take care of that, and I'll do a scratch takeoff and repaint video as well. You guys know I do not like the trunk, the back. These are very heavy. I hate these. I don't know why they stick off. I just think they're disgusting. Besides that, the car looks pretty good, pretty well maintained. I give the guy kudos. He seemed like a professional guy who, you know, would keep his stuff clean. Even the carpets, I mean, the car is 20 years old and the carpets look really good for 20-year-old. There is a little bit of a, I don't know what this is, some black stuff that melted here. So I'm going to put some Goo Gone on that and take that off and get it off the carpet and show you guys how to remove any stains or anything on your leather or your vinyl. We're going to do a class on that as well. The car came with tan seats under here, the tan leather, but they're garbage, and even you can see these are starting to melt in, so we're gonna have to get rid of these seats and maybe get some lightweights. These do look pretty decent though for covers. What do you guys think? Should I dump these and get some nice racing seats or some black seats, or are we okay with this? So I think it's okay for now. I'd rather make the car faster and better looking before we get a seat, but you guys told me if the seat makes the difference. I got a pedal set and a shifter knob that I'm gonna put in this car maybe today. It's a little tribal-y, gothic. I like it. It'll make the car look different than other people's. I'm not gonna do too much. I like the sill here. They put a new sill in, so it doesn't say Porsche, but it is like a stainless. That's pretty cool. We're gonna de-snorkel the other side. So we're gonna take the intake, has a snorkel on the other side. I know you guys have seen these snorkels. We're gonna pull that out of that side. And whatever parts we get off of the other car, I'm gonna make one nice one out of, and I'm gonna track the other car. Hey, hello everybody. We came back with part 2 of the intro and problems with the new Boxster. So as you can see, we already modified some things. I did the headlight cleaning kit. They came out great. This one has a sealant on it, so it looks new again. I'm gonna do a class on how we take the drill, and we take the 500 sandpaper, the 800, the 3000, then I do rubbing compound, and then I do polishing compound, and then I clear them, and they come out great. I wish I had showed you what they looked like before. This one I did, but I didn't seal it yet. I hurried up and did it last night and put it back on. So the headlights now look great. They're like a $800–900 fix if you just go and buy new headlights, but we didn't want to put that money into this. We want to put it into something else. So some other things that I found was there was a crack right here in the window. I put some packing tape on here on both sides to keep the wet out, because this was getting water in the car. Also right underneath here, there's 2 pieces of plastic on both sides of this car inside here. So when you put this up into service mode, there's 2 drain plugs down here. You got to get your hand down in there and scoop stuff out. This one had a plastic push pin plug in it, and it was facing down, and the round head was on top of the hole. This whole thing was filled with water, and all of this was filled with water on the inside. It almost took out the sensor under here, so I took the seat out, and there's a sensor under here, under the seat. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a sensor under the seat here. and that is your anti-theft. So the water drips down through here, drips down into this, and then locks into that sensor, and it fries it. But we took care of that. I also lifted up the back here. You see where there's no more carpet, and I drilled 2 holes so that can never go bad. I also took the carpet out of the back, if you can see, and I left this little steel plate, so it had tan carpet in the back and tan carpet here, but I don't like the tan, so now it's black, and silver. I think it kind of goes hard. It looks more like a newer car with the metal and the steel and black. I think it looks better. The weight reduction, was probably about 20 pounds, 15 pounds for all the insulation. I started tearing the insulation out from under the carpet here. So the carpet's not all the way out. You see where I tore the insulation all the way up. I didn't get the carpet out yet, but there's still insulation here where it's hard. This insulation is a lot of weight. You really got to tear this out if you're going to do this job, you know. Another thing is that the car ignition, so when you turn the ignition on, it would just stay in the starting position, wouldn't click back. I heard that this is a common problem, not the barrel here, but the piece underneath is a common problem that you have to fix. So we fixed this. Luckily enough, the person that I bought this car of gave me this piece. He said he just never fixed it. He knew how to turn it on and turn it back, so it didn't bother him. It bothered me a few times because when I tried to turn it back, I kept stalling because it's a stick. So it would shut the car off, and then I'd have to try to use the clutch and get the car back on. It was a hassle, so we just did it. I'm gonna do a class on this as well, but if you can see, you have to come underneath here. And when you get underneath here, this is why I had to take the seat out. There's a piece back here. If you can see, so you see the pink right here? That is the actual piece where the pink is, where the barrel. I don't know how to get the thing on, but so there's two pieces in this pink thing, screws. You have to get these 2 little screws out with a wee little tiny screwdriver, pull this sensor out, take that piece out, it's like a big relay, and reinstall it and put this back in. I couldn't reach in there. I was really trying to get it. It was bothering me. So I had one of the guys that I work with, he's a little smaller. He got right up in here and took care of it. Also, while you're down here, you see all your relays are down here. So if you ever have a problem with your Boxster, all your relays are down here. As well as, excuse me, your fuse box. Your fuse box is here. It's got everything. Everything in the car is right there. You never have to find anything. So, we're gonna get rid of these seats. Like I said, these are very nice seat covers, but we want to get lightweight. And the rim's gonna have to go. The rims are pretty pitted. So now coming down into here, I need to do these calipers and rotors and stuff. The brakes are starting to go bad. We're gonna ceramic coat these calipers. I think I'm gonna ceramic coat the calipers lime green because I'm gonna do the car purple for a Joker scheme. And I got cross drilled and slotted, so maybe tomorrow we're gonna do the brake job on this Porsche Boxster. I did notice that this piece of the mud flap was all busted up where the wheel had been catching it and ripped it off. There was a bunch of tape on it underneath. You see there's still a piece. It's holding this sensor up over here. I have to find the proper connection for this sensor. I don't know where that sensor goes, but we're going to figure it out because I don't want any duct tape on my car, and duct tape weighs grams, so it makes my car slower. So I took a pair of wire dikes, and I just cut these broken pieces off that were in here. And this one you can actually see is pretty bad. This was like this. It wasn't connected. It was just all flopping around, and it was hitting the tire. And who can't be driving a Porsche with this flopping around with some duct tape on it? So all the suspension looks pretty good. Remember we did the tie rod on the silver one. when you shake this back and forth. So if you shake this back and forth this way, if it's loose, that's a tie rod. If you shake the wheel up and down this way, that's usually a ball joint. The suspension seems pretty tight on this one. I've looked through everything. It does look like OEM. There's no Zerk fittings. As you can see, there's no greasable fitting here. Usually when you get an aftermarket, there's a thing here and you put the grease gun on and it refills these boots back up. These boots are pretty blown for grease, but they're really stiff. So I'm not going to upgrade anything until we need to. And I'm deciding on just putting Boxster S pieces inside. They are original OEM for the Boxster S, but the Boxster S is an upgrade. So I think that I can just buy the Boxster S stuff that's made for this car instead of aftermarket expensive stuff, and it'll give me a much better ride. And I did notice on a lot of Boxsters, on almost everyone I've ever worked on, these bump stops are broken here. So what this is when this compresses all the way down, when you hit a bump, when the spring comes down on this coilover, this is a cushion. It's a bump stop, so it won't hit metal to metal. They're rotten. They're supposed to be one piece all together, but these are probably the originals. So when I get the coilovers, it'll come with new bump stops. I actually need them on the silver car as well. They must go bad on Porsches pretty easy. I've never seen one that had brand new bump stops. See this orange piece? So it's just falling apart. You see how it's just, you shouldn't be able to do that. This should be a solid piece of rubber, not this stuff that's crumbling in my hand. So this is definitely not going to give you the ride that you want for your suspension. I'm going to look in to see if we can get these poly, so you can just buy them one time and they're never going to go bad. Another thing is the bra here, the invisible bra. It was really hot yesterday, so I started peeling it off. It was just peeling off. So I need to peel all this off. I can get a heat gun or maybe a hair dryer. You see how it's like 95 degrees today, so you see how it peels up. It's kind of hard to take off. It only comes off in these little pieces, like little pieces of skin. You see this? So it's going to take a while for me to pick all this off, and then all this gooey stuff right here, you got to hit with some kind of sticker remover or some kind of goof off, and then it'll bring the paint back to where it's supposed to be. So we polished the car yesterday. It looks real good. The paint looks real good, but the bra, you can't polish it, you can't do anything with it. So it's just, you know, it is what it is. This piece right here is broken. You can see where it's broken down in here actually. I don't know if you guys can see where it's focused, but down in here, it doesn't have the cap anyway. So hopefully these are cheap, or I'm gonna take it off the other project car and put it on this one. This car I'm gonna make the nice car for now. For Porsche, they have to be the original, but you can see where they're pitting here. So you know that it's a steel rim because you can't dip an aluminum rim in chrome, it'll melt. This has to be steel, so you can dip it in the nickel and the other elements before you put the chrome on it. But this chrome is all chipping off. You see right here, you can hear it right here. That's all it's all corrosion underneath. So I might put the spacers on and put the Ford Mustang rims on this for now, till we can sandblast these and paint them. But comment down below and tell me, what color do you think we should paint the rims? I was thinking of maybe matte black, because the car is black shiny and I think it'll pop it off a little bit. Like I said, the caliper here is going to be lime green, so I think the black matte will look good to make the shiny caliper pop a little more. One good thing is that these tires do look brand new. The guy I got it off of said they only had about 1,000 miles on them. They really do look great. These are great tires, so I am going to have to take the tires off to save them, to recondition the wheels and powder coat them, and then put them back on the car. We might put the Audi motor in this or the V8. I don't know. It is stick, It is a little faster than the silver one, so I like it. But the other one has Tiptronic, so I think it'd be a great straight car, so I can just keep clicking it. This one's fun to go in traffic. You can put it down in fourth or third. It's always in the power band, and it's just so quick. I love these little cars. I never liked these before, but these little roadsters are nice. So thank you for coming back in to see our next project, the next step on the Boxster number 2. We've got the shop cat out here today. Shop cat, Wolfgang. There he is, Woofy. This is Woofy, my baby. I don't know where Big Mama's at right now. She was out here catching mice earlier. If you've worked on this type of car before, or you have this kind of car, you have a question, I will gladly answer any questions. If you have a good question, I'll answer it on a video and put a shout out to you. If you've worked on this car, leave a comment down below and tell me, like, hey, I've done the same thing you're doing. I wouldn't do it like that. I've had this problem. I would do it like this. I appreciate it. I mean, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I am a professional, but I'm not the car god. So let's help each other out. Let's have a good time. So my partner's coming up right now. I want to do some more work, and I gotta get off of here. So, all right, man. Thanks for coming to Disturbing Kreationz.